Prince William has finally snapped. Enough is enough. He has told friends he will strip Meghan Markle of the HRH title.
I did think it would happen. If Harry and Meghan are watching, they should be incredibly concerned, because if it's this simple to take away Prince Andrew's titles, one day it could be this easy to take away Harry and Meghan's titles.
But wanting to exploit their royal titles, I think it stinks. Let them go off and be, celebrities, that's fine. But don't do it in the name of our royal family.
King Charles is turning a blind eye, but King William won't.
Prince Harry, Meghan Markle and their children could be set to lose their royal titles.
Prince William has in the past fortnight seized control of the British monarchy from a weak and dying King Charles, and that spells very bad news for Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Archie and Lily.
What if the royal family's most rule-breaking couple just got beaten by the same system they tried to trick? Because right now, something historic is happening in London. Something so unexpected that even Buckingham Palace is waiting in silence. But it looks like the fame they chased has now become a harsh spotlight of questioning. According to people close to the matter, the UK Parliament isn't just talking about the Sussexes anymore, it's taking action. Real government officials, real new laws, and a very real danger of taking away the royal titles that keep the Duke and Duchess brand alive. And the strange twist is, this time it's not the crown going after them, it's democracy itself.
So trust me, Harry and Meghan right now should be very afraid, because it is a matter of when, not if.
Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the most powerful royal family in the world just got beaten by its own government. That's exactly what's happening right now in Britain. A quiet storm is forming under Westminster's grand roofs, where lawmakers are reportedly getting ready to do the unthinkable: take away Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's royal titles. And the surprising part is, they might not even need the king's approval to do it. For hundreds of years, Parliament never dared to touch royal privilege. It was sacred, untouchable, and beyond politics. But now, the patience of the system has broken like a fragile teacup in the middle of a royal scandal.
Terrible news for Harry and Meghan here is that William can now take away everything, their titles, without an act of Parliament.
What started as quiet talk in hidden hallways has now become an open discussion. If you use your royal titles to make money while insulting the very system they come from, why should you still have them? And that's the real twist. This isn't royal gossip or family fights anymore. This is constitutional payback disguised as lawmaking. A growing group of MPs is pushing a new law that could finally take royal titles away from people who treat them like brand names. To them, the monarchy's future depends on setting a boundary, and Harry and Meghan are standing right on it. Behind the polite speeches and formal debates, one question echoes through Parliament's halls. If two people can turn royal heritage into celebrity fame, then what does royalty even mean anymore? But what's even more surprising is who inside the palace secretly supports this political movement, and how deeply their involvement goes.
The HRH is only given to working royals, senior members of the royal family, because it denotes a level of respect in the public, and also it's not a financial thing. Working royals do not profit, they do not use their names to make money. It's an honour to have an HRH.
The path to this political clash didn't happen overnight. It's been built over 4 wild, attention-grabbing years that even Hollywood couldn't make up. What started as a royal love story quickly turned into a worldwide soap opera. One explosive interview here, a tell-all book there, and suddenly the royal family's private fights were playing out in ultra-high definition. Every time things seemed to calm down, Harry and Meghan found a new spark to start more drama. From accusing the palace of emotional neglect to openly criticizing the same royal rules that once gave them power, their story became less about making change and more about keeping control. And even though they said they were escaping royal pressure, somehow every new show, documentary, and podcast circled right back to the family name they claimed to leave behind. Meanwhile, in Westminster, patience turned into frustration. Lawmakers watched as centuries of royal honor turned into material for late-night jokes. The breaking point wasn't just being tired of the scandals, it was the growing national embarrassment.
They are a danger, honestly. Take this lesson from what Fergie and Andrew have done over the past 3 decades and do not let history repeat.
To many people in the government, the monarchy is part of Britain's true identity, not a brand for selling things. And the Sussex spotlight made that identity seem weak. So when talk began about taking away their titles, it wasn't out of anger. It was about protecting the country's image. The public view of the crown had been stretched, mocked, and turned into a business. And Parliament decided it had gone too far. But while the politicians plan their next steps, there's one royal whose quiet actions are changing everything. While Parliament argues in the open, the real strategy might be happening behind palace walls. And the quietest person on that board is said to be Prince William himself. Forget the polite smiles and the practiced royal manners. Insiders say the future king has reached his limit. After years of headlines dragging the royal family's name through the dirt, William's patience reportedly broke long before Parliament's did. Unlike his father, who still hopes to make peace, William is said to be treating this like a mission. He's making connections not with courtiers, but with lawmakers who share one purpose: to protect the crown no matter what. And according to quiet talk in political circles, he's had a much bigger influence than most people realize. Meetings that seem casual, secret dinners, and silent moves that say more than any speech ever could. For William, this isn't about getting back at anyone. It's about rebuilding what was lost.
Prince William knows that it's not just Andrew and Sarah need to be dealt with. It's Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Lily too.
Every time his brother shares another secret with the public, the image of a calm and dependable future king takes another blow. Behind that composed look, there's strategy. Remove the distractions, clear the record, and rebuild the monarchy's reputation before he takes the throne. But there's also a darker side to it. Some say this effort is personal. Years of betrayal, private messages revealed, and family moments turned into money have all left deep marks. And this new law might be William's way of making sure those wounds never shape his rule. Because if Parliament moves ahead, it won't just be a legal move. It will be William's quiet win. For Meghan Markle, this isn't just a royal scandal. It's a crisis for her brand. Every magazine feature, luxury deal, and media headline has centered around one golden phrase: the Duchess of Sussex. It's more than just a title. It's her signature, her identity, her global label. But now that title sits on the edge of being taken away, and the woman who once controlled the story might finally be losing control. People close to her circle talk about frantic meetings in Montecito. Lawyers, image experts, and PR teams all rushing to plan her next move. Without Duchess, the royal elegance that helped sell her image to streaming companies and fashion brands starts to disappear.
Like, Meghan, you have a very privileged life.
Yeah.
We all get it. You're beautiful. You married a prince, but that's literally all you've done to when it comes to your accomplishments.
She's built a billion-dollar image around the idea of being a modern royal. Friendly, yet elegant, an outsider, but still part of the inside circle. Take away the title, and what's left? Just Meghan. And that doesn't sell the same way. Behind the practiced smiles and inspiring speeches, insiders say tension is rising fast. Deals that depend on her royal status might suddenly fall apart. New projects could lose their appeal. Even her humanitarian image, the one meant to rise above the monarchy, feels unstable without that royal shine. To her critics, it's well-deserved payback. To her supporters, it's unfair persecution. But to Meghan herself, it's a deep personal threat. Because for the first time, her crown isn't just slipping, it's being taken. And the only person more desperate to stop it is Harry. Behind the calm public statements and steady appearances, insiders claim Prince Harry is quietly panicking. The once rebellious royal who said he found freedom now faces losing the title that gave him importance on the world stage. And according to several reports, he's not handling it well. Rumors say Harry has been making private calls, not through aides or representatives, but directly, reaching out to old palace contacts, even trying to send messages to his father. One insider described him as feeling trapped and emotional, realizing that without Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, his influence in Hollywood shrinks fast. The book sales, the interviews, the fame, they all fade when he's just another celebrity with royal drama attached.
Harry found out at the same moment as the public, and his reaction was instant dread. His stomach dropped. He thought titles were untouchable. Now he's not so sure.
What's said to trouble him most isn't the money or the fame. It's what it all represents. Losing his title means losing the last real connection to his mother's legacy, to the royal world she both challenged and shaped his entire life around. And for Harry, that's something he can't bear. Those close to him say he's torn between anger and guilt. Anger at being punished for speaking out, and guilt for taking things too far. But the calls coming from California might be too late. Parliament isn't easily moved by emotion, because while Harry pleads for understanding, lawmakers are getting ready to make history, and the fallout won't stop with him. It could reach his children next. While Harry and Meghan fight to keep their own titles, an even more sensitive issue is rising in London. What happens to their children? Archie and Lilibet may be too young to understand royal politics, but their futures are now caught in it. If Parliament passes this reform, the young prince and princess could lose their royal status before they're even old enough to spell the word royal. Traditionally, titles are inherited by bloodline, permanent, sacred, unquestioned. But this new plan challenges that belief completely. Some lawmakers argue that royal privilege should belong only to those who serve the monarchy, not to those who profit from it. And with the Sussex family living full-time in California, critics say the children's royal titles have become symbolic rather than deserved. It's a painful twist of fate. Harry once said he left the UK to protect his kids from the pressures of royal life. Yet now, that very decision could erase their royal heritage entirely. For Meghan, this is said to be the hardest part of all. The thought that her children might grow up without their birthright feels like the ultimate punishment.
Harry and Meghan take their audience for fools. They blame everybody but themselves. They present even the most incendiary of claims with no evidence. And sadly, the impact is real. The royal family is getting damaged. The monarchy is getting tarnished.
Behind the palace walls, even the royals who feel sympathy are said to be uneasy. Taking away titles from children crosses an invisible line, one that mixes family with the institution itself. But make no mistake, if Parliament goes through with it, Archie and Lilibet's names could disappear from the royal website overnight. And that's when this family drama becomes royal history. In Westminster's halls, quiet talk has turned into planning. The phrase being passed around government meetings is the one bill solution, a single powerful law that could reshape the entire monarchy in one bold move. And at the top of that list are the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Unlike royal traditions that move slowly, this is politics, fast, harsh, and impossible to reverse once it begins. Insiders describe the bill as a kind of constitutional cleanup, meant to update royal privileges and, frankly, remove the royals seen as taking advantage of their status. It wouldn't just focus on Harry and Meghan, it could also affect other royals whose titles no longer match active service or national duty. Supporters call it accountability. Critics call it disrespect. But to the lawmakers driving it forward, this is about protecting the monarchy from destroying itself, about showing that even royal blood isn't beyond responsibility. What makes this moment so historic is that the monarchy might not even have the power to stop it. Parliament could, for the first time in modern history, overrule royal hesitation. And once that happens, the entire meaning of royalty could change forever.
Queen's husband was dying, and she went on Oprah and suggested one or both of them are raging racists. She couldn't have cared less. She doesn't care about anyone other than herself.
This isn't just a new law, it's a statement. The monarchy exists to serve the country, not the other way around. And when you learn who's secretly supporting this reform behind the scenes, it starts to seem like it's already decided. For King Charles, this moment is nothing less than torment. On one side is the crown, the institution he's waited his entire life to lead, now facing its biggest image crisis in decades. On the other side is his son, the boy who once held his hand at Diana's funeral, now the man whose words and actions threaten to tear down the family's legacy. The weight of that conflict is breaking him inside. People close to the palace describe a king torn between his heart and his duty. Charles is said to fear that if he takes a strong stand, he'll look cold, the unfeeling king punishing his own son and daughter-in-law, a story the tabloids would feast on. But if he does nothing, he risks letting Parliament take control of royal power for the first time in modern history. For a man devoted to protecting the crown's honor, that idea is unbearable. Inside the palace, meetings drag on late into the night. Some advisors warn him to wait, others urge him to act. Charles is trapped in a moral storm. Must he protect his family or protect the throne? He knows that whichever side he chooses, someone will lose faith in him forever. And maybe the harshest truth of all is this: it's a fight he can't win. Because no matter what Parliament decides, both the monarchy's future and his bond with Harry will never be the same again.
Thanks to this historic decision by William, and listen to me, it was by William, not Charles, to strip Andrew of his princely titles and all vestiges of royal privilege.
But while Charles waits, the engine of reform keeps moving forward. And just like that, the story of Harry and Meghan might be reaching its final royal chapter. From wedding bells and palace appearances to lawsuits and political debates, their journey has turned from a fairy tale into a warning story. What started as a royal rebellion has become a public judgment. If Parliament goes through with its plan, the titles of Duke and Duchess of Sussex could soon belong to history, archived, erased, and remembered only as a small note in Britain's past. It's almost poetic. The couple who fought for freedom might finally get it completely, just not in the way they ever imagined. No royal status, no shield of privilege, only two people standing on their own without the institution they once walked away from. And for the monarchy, this might be the reset it has been waiting for. But the royal drama isn't finished yet, because while Harry and Meghan face their fall, another royal pair is stepping into the fire. In our next deep dive, we reveal the shocking truth behind Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, stripped of everything. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.